Hello and welcome to this very special episode of Frankly Speaking, and tonight we have with us Dr. V.K. Paul, the man we have many questions for, the man who has been spearheading India's fight back to COVID-19, the man who has seen us through the wave one, and the man who many have wanted to question in the second wave when we were in the throes of the second wave. But finally, Dr. Paul joining us here, right here on Frankly Speaking. Thank you, Dr. Paul, for joining me on Frankly Speaking. And पहले तो एक शेर से शुरू करना चाहती हूँ कि हम बहुत दिनों से आपसे रिक्वेस्ट कर रहे थे कि आप आइए, कुछ हमारे सवाल हैं, कुछ जनता के सवाल हैं, और इन सवालों के हमें जवाब चाहिए थे। और वो जैसे कहते हैं, बहुत देर की हुजूर आते आते, लेकिन अब आप आए हैं तो हमारे कई ऐसे सवाल हैं जिनका हम जवाब कई महीनों से तलाश रहे हैं, और उम्मीद करते हैं कि आज आप हर सवाल का जवाब देंगे।
आयुका जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। योर वेरी वार्म वर्ड्स आर वेरी एक्सिलरेटिंग, थैंक यू सो मच। आ नहीं सके, काम कर रहे हैं, जान लगा रहे हैं, मेहनत कर रहे हैं, लेकिन गुस्ताखी माफ़, but it is a pleasure and a true honor to be on your show.
Well, Dr. Paul, we are at this cusp where we just seem to have come out of the second wave, and already there are different worrying factors that are coming in. Statements of a third wave around the corner, statements about a Delta plus variant that's around the corner. Let me begin tonight by asking you the questions on how do you estimate the third wave? When is it likely to come, and how severe is it going to be? Is it even possible to predict this? Because you must have faced a lot of ire and anger from the people of India, given what we went through in the second half of April and the whole of May, really as far as the second wave was concerned, on why scientists couldn't predict either the timing or the extent of the second wave. Are we better positioned today to predict the third wave?
Navika ji, this virus is a worldwide phenomenon, and we have seen that this virus does come back in waves, and actually it fits into the epidemiological paradigm in the sense that it attacks people. And when it becomes difficult for the virus to find new people by way of increased distancing, by way of protection that individuals may enforce on themselves, and by way of the fact that susceptibility may change in a community and a lot of people are already infected, so virus finds it difficult to move on. Then it rests for a while until it finds another opportunity of susceptible people who are vulnerable for another attack from the virus, in the sense that once the situation in a society normalizes in terms of social contacting, in terms of laxity with regard to the mask wearing, for example, and reduced social distancing, then the virus comes back. This we have seen multiple waves in many countries. Japan, for example, has had 4 waves. US has had 3 and another small wave. But there are countries where even the second wave has not come. To me, if I understand the science of this and also the way the phenomenon takes place on scale, at population scale, in more than one way, to have another wave, whether second or the third or the fourth, is actually in our own hands, in the hands of people, in the hands of humanity, in the hands of citizens. And I say this with some degree of confidence. Remember, why does the virus have an outbreak? One, if the virus changes its behavior, it becomes smarter. That's the only factor which actually is out of our control. But the other 2 factors, namely the susceptibility and above all opportunities that we offer for this virus to expand its presence, is in our own hands. Susceptibility first. Vaccination is the best way to reduce your susceptibility. You are immune, you are protected, and the virus cannot pass through to other people through you. So that's ideal, and we are working in that direction. We can talk about that. We should talk about that. Natural infection again poses the same barrier. Virus cannot go on. But when I wear a mask, then again I'm reducing my susceptibility to catch this infection. This is in our own hands. And therefore, protecting yourself, ultimately virus enters through these passages, protecting ourselves with masks in particular and hygiene and maintaining distance therefore reduces susceptibility of the host. But then virus loves opportunities to spread. The opportunities are close contact, crowds, having parties, avoiding open spaces. Even when you are inside, if it is a non-ventilated area, it predisposes mass gatherings, and so on and so forth. So virus loves people. It's a very, very social organism. And if we create those opportunities, if we don't protect ourselves, if we don't avoid those situations, the virus will come back. Now, conversely, if we protect ourselves individually, go for vaccinations, if we don't allow the virus to gain those opportunities of large gatherings, close contact, crowds, unnecessary going out, then the outbreak will not happen. We may have a small little simmering outbreak, which we can manage without having to overwhelm our health system. And that is an ideal situation till such time that vaccine-related immunity can be achieved at a high level. Therefore, I believe, yes, the virus's nature is to have waves. Virus has done this successively in many, many countries, but then we can prevent the next wave.